Before we get into that, let's go into our email question. My son and his friend stopped to help an older lady who was stalled in the road. As they pushed her, she was able to get in her car and started and drove off. But in doing so, she ran over my son's foot. It didn't seem like a big deal, but the pain got worse, and it turns out he has a fracture, Leah. We have no way to find this woman. Can we treat this as a hit and run or uninsured motorist claim? My son is 15. Leah, that is a very good question. So that's why you buy uninsured motorist coverage, is to protect you in instances like this. Your son's injury was as a result of the accident or a result of a car collision or car accident. So basically that claim is going to be covered up under your policy. You can't find the lady. She's not really a phantom vehicle because you actually have witnesses to know that a vehicle was there, but you don't have any information on that person any further. So you will be filing a claim against your uninsured motorist, but you will also file a claim against your own son's PIP policy, or your policy, I should say, to cover the first $10,000 of medical expenses. Now, if your son has, obviously you sought medical treatment, so you don't have to worry about sacrificing any of your coverages, because hopefully you sought those under the 14-day rule to get PIP covered. But you had x-rays, you may have had some MRIs on your son as well, and so those are important tests to determine the extent of his injuries and what type of claim he's going to have against your uninsured motorist policy. So let me just warn you on this. Insurance companies, whether it's your own insurance company or someone else's, they're in the business to make money, and they're in the business to keep their money. So if you try to make a claim against your own policy, and unless they tender you anything, if they tender you anything less than the policy limits, you definitely need an attorney. And if they tender you and try to kind of just jerk you around a little bit, that's what they're in the game for, and that's what they're good at. So just keep in mind, if you if you're going to pursue a claim against your policy, they may pay for your son's medical expenses, and they may say, well, we'll give you $1,000 or $2,000 because, hey, he broke his foot, he's going to heal, he's 15 years old. But what you have to be aware of is what happens in the future if your son has chronic pain with that break, and maybe with the weather changes, and for the next 70 years of his life, he feels the weather changing because of the break in his foot. Get an attorney to help you. Get an attorney to represent you. Insurance companies have advocates that represent them, have attorneys on call 24/7, so shouldn't you. So, Leah, it was a great question. Thank you for emailing us in, but by all means, contact an attorney.